So yeah, I'm just joining someone. Update me, please. I will upload the replay so you guys can have it. Those of y'all that are just joining, I will upload that for y'all. Oh, it don't look that bad actually. I will upload that for y'all. That way, if you miss the beginning, then you'll be able to catch it later. I didn't say it to be mean, by the way. I just see you got a lot to say without saying it. Oh yeah, because I really don't have no dog in this fight, and I didn't sit through the trial. Right, I'm getting third-party information. I'm getting outside information. I am using my knowledge that I have, that I've learned in law school, and kind of putting my common sense together to give you guys an analysis. But I don't. Again, I don't have an opinion about the jury's verdict. Because I didn't hear all of the evidence, right? I didn't hear everything. So I don't feel like it's fair to give an opinion, my personal opinion. From the information that we heard, do you think Meg the reporter was biased or not? Who's Meg the reporter? Who's Meg the reporter? Will you have an opinion after all the transcripts? If I were to read the transcripts, I would probably have an opinion. Yes. Mm-hmm. But then again, like, as someone who is very knowledgeable, I would say like one of my expertise is post conviction. I know that a lot of things don't come out in trial, right? There's evidence that is not presented in trial. There, you know, you can find out afterwards that like witnesses were threatened or harassed, right? There's so much that could happen. So would I have an opinion? Absolutely. But then could my opinion change? Absolutely. Right. I have seen it with my own eyes, right? I've worked with these organizations. And I've seen it where you think something is some way, and then all of a sudden, right, 2 years later, another neighbor come and be like, "Oh, I didn't even know this case was going to trial, but my Ring camera caught this on the scene, right? But nobody came and talked to me." Or I reached out to I reached out to the police, or I reached out to the DA, and the DA said they didn't need my information, or they said that what I had to say wasn't important, right? So to me, so many different things can happen. So even if my opinion was one way in the beginning based on the trial transcripts, it could absolutely change. Right. And I think that is why we have options such as appeals. That is why we have options such as habeas corpus petitions, right? Because things happen and sometimes everything is not shown in trial. So we have to be aware of that. It happens way more than people think. There are a lot of people who are in prison right now for things that they didn't do, or because a prosecutor didn't turn over information, a defense attorney didn't investigate something properly, right? A witness was coerced, right? A witness was threatened with jail time because if they didn't say this, right? Or or a witness didn't say what the police thought they should say, so they weren't presented. So thank you so much. So there's so many other factors, so many other things that could come into play with this situation. So I would just say, like, you got to be mindful of stuff like that. But as a juror, the only thing you have is the stuff that both teams bring together. And when you are a jury, you are listening to two stories, right? And it's really, may the best story win at the end of the day. Period. I am a fan of both people, right? Both artists. I listen to both artists. And it's unfortunate that it came down to this, especially, it's just sad to see people go to prison. It's sad to see people be harmed as well, right? But I believe that she was harmed, and we know she was harmed, right? And she deserved justice. And that is what she got today, and that's just what it is. And you want to hope and pray that every attorney in this case did their very best to show the jury or present to the jury, right? But again, when it comes to a trial, it's who could tell the best story. And that's why they always say it's your version of the story, my version of the story, and the truth. And somehow you have to decipher both versions of the story and try to come to a truth. And the truth that the jury in this case came to was that Tory is responsible. He is guilty of all three charges. Someone said, is there a difference between what Sean did by flipping on the defense and what Kelsey did by changing her statement while on the stand? Well, I will say this. It sounds like Sean was not questioned about some things in the beginning that he perhaps should have been questioned about when it came to, yes, we're back. Thank y'all so much. I didn't know y'all could see that little raggedy stuff from my phone. So I'm going to upload the video from either TikTok or Instagram, but I didn't know y'all could see that. So I apologize, YouTube. It sounds like Sean wasn't questioned about certain details in the beginning, and that potentially led to him giving more information on the stand. But according to Tory's dad, the prosecution took Sean upstairs. They had a conversation, and then all of a sudden he flipped the script and his story was a little bit different. I don't know how that works, right? I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if it's true, right? This is what we're hearing from Tory's dad. But as a defense attorney, if that's my witness, what is you talking to my witness about? That is not your witness. You don't need to be asking them questions before they get on the stand. If you wanted to ask them questions, you should have called them as a witness, right? So to me, if Sean was the defense witness, that is one of the issues that is like, that's one thing that's like not sitting right with me. Do I support bail reform? Absolutely. If we are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, well, then that's what it is. Find another way. Thank you. All right, dad can prove that allegation. He can't prove well, maybe he can. I don't know. What was the evidence? I saw someone say on one side had way more evidence than other. Well, the reality is that in a criminal trial, the prosecution has the burden of proof. The defense don't have to do nothing, right? The defense attorney could sit there with their hands on their desk and their head down the entire trial and do nothing. Say nothing. Question nothing. Bring no witnesses. They don't have to prove nothing. It is up to the prosecution to prove the case and prove every single element of each charge. That is the prosecution's job. The defense doesn't have to do anything. They are not, you don't have to defend yourself if you don't want to. You just sit there and be like, well, whatever. I think though, thank you so much. Yes, please like the stream. Please, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. I do think that the defense attorney was blindsided by a last statement, by what Sean said, because if your defense is that Kelsey was the shooter, you're not calling somebody to say that they saw the short man shoot. That you're not calling unless the driver was short, right? Because if I'm a defense attorney, and because I believe the driver didn't testify, right? So if I'm the defense attorney and my witness say I saw the short man shoot, or I saw the short man with the gun, or whatever the case may be, I'm like, okay, but did you see this man sitting right here at the defense table? Did you see him with the gun? Did you see him shoot? Because you saying you saw the muzzle and you saw flashing lights and you saw this, and the third. I'm getting into the nitty gritty, and I don't know this defense attorney. I know some people who know this defense attorney, and from my understanding, he's fairly good, but we don't know all the questions. We don't know how he questioned the witness. But me, I'm like, so, but did you see him? Okay, you didn't see him shoot. You just saw a short man. Okay, well, did you see the driver? Right? I'm I'm gonna make the jury. I'm gonna have the jury confused. Like, well, how? Because I need the jury to be like, well, how tall is the driver? Right? Who's the driver? What's the driver? Because the driver ain't here. Driver ain't testified. Right? So I'm at how well. Have you ever seen Tory's driver? Are they about the same height? Or what happened to the other man? What the other man do? Because my thing is that if there was, what was the driver doing? Because even in the videos where we see Megan get out the car, we see Tory get out the car, we see Kelsey get out the car in that order, they never show the point where the driver gets out the car. Okay, define short. Then I would have been like, then the prosecution would have been like, objection, speculation, right? Objection, asking the witness to speculate how you can, even though that's their witness. Is it possible that Peterson didn't tell his lawyer everything? Daystar's dad seemed very shocked. Yeah, that's very possible. People don't always tell your lawyer everything, but as a lawyer, whether you are a defense attorney or a prosecuting attorney, your thing is like, tell me. Because what I don't want to do is get up in this courtroom and then I get blindsided and we get shot because I don't know what's going to happen to you. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to get your money and I'm going home to my family tonight. You, my friend, you got a lot on the line. So you might want to tell me what I need to know before we get into this. I'm confused on how it's Jay-Z and Beyonce's fault according to his parents. So what I think is that Tory's parents believe, like, because Megan is now signed with Roc Nation. That is her label, right? Now, y'all know Tory is an independent artist now, right? I think he's been independent for at least 2 years, actually, since like 2020, I think he's done with his label. So I believe that they probably think that, the label had some influence on what went down. Now, this is the thing, though. In the beginning, it was all hush hush until people like DJ Academics and all these blogs and stuff started talking about the situation. And from our understanding, what it sounded like, if you guys saw Meg's live during that time, she like, bro, you got all these blogs and stuff calling me and saying this and that. Well, now I'm finna like put it out there because I wasn't gonna say nothing, bro. You shot me. I think that was the trigger, right? So Tory used his resources to try to get in front of the whole situation. Allegedly, I don't know if this is fact, but I'm just giving my I'm just giving like what I think, or using my common sense. But like if he used his resources, right, by going to the blogs and trying to get in front of it, well then Roc Nation one upped on you because they called Gayle. They called Gayle King. And put Megan in front of the camera and let Megan tell her side of the story. And whatever side of the story that is, it is what it is. They put her on, right? They get like she got the access. You've seen her like doing her thing, and you can't be mad at her because her whole argument is peep game. Black women are not protected when something go down. We always, like, when we get victimized, no matter who did it, what happened, whatever the case may be, we're always demonized for speaking up for ourselves when something happened, right? And so her whole campaign was, I'm going to speak up for women and Black women. Y'all know that Roc Nation, those are marketing geniuses, right? And I'm not saying true, false, nothing. I'm not taking no sides. I'm just saying if they played the game how they knew they needed to play the game to win this case, and it worked. Okay? And the thing about it is we didn't hear Meg speak about it first. We heard the blog speak about it first. We heard academics speak about it early on, right? And then she finally was like, stop playing with me. Right? I just did a song with Beyonce. Right? She got Dua Lipa, all that stuff, whatever the artist name is. I don't think I pronounced it right, but yeah, right? Next thing you know, you see Megan with Hillary Clinton and her daughter, right? Then she has an op-ed in the newspaper. They did what they had to do to put her in position for her fight. Because that's their money. They didn't invest it in her. They did what they were supposed to do, in my opinion. It's a dirty game, but the game got played, period. That's what happened. So you could be mad at Jay-Z, but that is his investment. Because imagine the amount of money this corporation would have lost had Tory not been found guilty. Imagine the value of her stock, of Megan's stock. Megan is a brand. What'd she say? Support Black business, send me some money. She is a brand. So if they did do that, they protected their asset. They did what they were supposed to do. And it may not seem fair to one side, but this is what happens. Good news shows she didn't switch up. Man, from the start, industry sources were saying that Tory's people are reaching out to the blog, spreading their own narrative that makes Meg look bad like Chris. Right. It's not weird for someone to say they didn't do it when they actually did it. Yeah. So honestly, it is what it is. So is he upset? Yeah, he's going to be upset. That's his child. He has every right to be upset. That is his child. His child is going to jail 2 days before Christmas. Tory has children, right? We don't know yet. He may get deported. If he get deported, he can't come back. So he gonna say that. He's gonna be upset. He's gonna feel attacked, right? He gonna feel like the way the game was played was scandalous. Hell, the prosecution used a lying, raggedy snitch in my brother's case, who we all knew was lying, couldn't keep his story straight to save his life. Told 98,000 million, 11,000 million versions of the story. We thought that was foul, that was scandalous, but that's the game that they played, and we didn't know how to play the game against them at that time, so we lost. And my brother been in prison for 16 years for that. So we fighting now. So now it's a game. It's strategy. You feel me? No, I'm from Los Angeles. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Of course, his daddy feels some type of way. Any parent would feel some type of way if their child go to jail, especially if you believe that your child is innocent, right? Thank you, the honorable court. Right? Especially if you think your child is innocent, you're gonna be like, every entity that came against you, you gonna be hot. Well, he will go to jail first and then be deported. So whatever time he gets, he's gonna. My understanding is he will do. I'm not saying all of that again. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to watch the run back, but he'll go do his time here, and then hey, Dominica, hey, daydreaming, he gonna do his time here, and then he's gonna go to he may get deported. So we'll find out on January 27th what that looks like for him. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Someone's asking about what about his own words asking for forgiveness. And please send questions so I can answer them. I'll do this for about 20 more minutes. Because y'all know I could be on live all night. Y'all know me. Well, TikTok, no, for sure. YouTube, y'all just getting live action. Instagram, I'm shocked y'all messing with me tonight because Instagram be acting funny. But anyways, what was I what was I supposed to be answering? My bad. Let's see. Oh, what about his own words asking for forgiveness? But what did he ask for forgiveness for, right? My understanding is we don't necessarily know that he asked for forgiveness for the shooting. He could be asking for forgiveness for the argument. He could be asking for forgiveness that all this just happened in general, right? Like sometimes, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, things happen and you ain't never got into it, like, or you know, it wasn't necessarily your fault what happened, but you feel bad for your friend, right? Like say boom, P gang, because y'all know I love an analogy. Boom, ready? Okay, so boom, peep game. Your homegirl get played by her dude, right? Or by this dude she messing with. And your homegirl crying, she going through it. She sad, she depressed with the whoop. You ain't never called your homegirl and be like, baby, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for what happened, baby. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You not the dude that did her foul. You feel me? Or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or your mama get into a car accident and she in the hospital and she going through it and she on medication and all kind of stuff. You ain't gonna pull up on your mom and be like, damn, mom, I'm so sorry you dealing with this, da-da-da. Right? So I'm just saying, you don't know. Exactly. He could have been like, yo, baby, you know what? I'm sorry that I was messing with you and your homegirl. Cause that's if nothing else, you sorry for that. If nothing else, you sorry for that. And don't that period. You sorry for sleeping with both of them people. Cause you knew you was messing with that other girl, and then you went around being messy and went and slept with Megan, trying to get some clout. If you ask me. But like I said, people was like, oh, Meg, she lied about sleeping with him. Meg also said it didn't happen if the wasn't smacking, so maybe it wasn't smacking. None of y'all have somebody on that you don't put on your resume? We grown. We grown. None of y'all have a person that was talking all that hoopla in the text message before y'all got it in. You wouldn't got your little best Victoria's Secret. You wouldn't got your little best Axe. Homie you went and bought brand new drawers. And then you pull up. And it's time to run the play. And they don't run the play the way they were supposed to run the play. All that stuff they was talking in your text message was cap. And you ain't told nobody but maybe either one of your siblings, whatever sibling you gossip to, and your best friend. I'm the only two people in the world I know besides you and that person. And it is not on your resume. You ain't claimed that to nobody else. Thank you so much for calling me pretty. I'm just exactly. Thank you, Diamond. That's what I'm saying. Don't play. Don't play. Exactly. It didn't happen if smugging. That man is 5'7". Meg like 5'11". Okay, so boom. It wasn't smacking. So she didn't have to put that on her resume. That ain't none of our business. It don't matter if she slept with him or not. Did he shoot her? Right, exactly. And these people are in their 20s. Let's remember that. I'm grown, I'm older. So at this point, even my baby daddy ain't on my resume, if you ask me. But just kidding. Let me not do that because I know he was in the live not too long ago. And one thing about my baby daddy, he gonna call me out. So let me not put on myself. But still, it don't matter who she slept with. Oh, yeah, my baby daddy love trolling me, y'all. That's the homie though. It don't matter. It don't matter it don't matter if she slept with him or not. So what? She didn't admit it. She didn't have to. Thank you. Love you too, boo. Thank you. Oh, Diamond, is that your twin? That's your twin? Hey, girl. So it don't matter. Okay? Look, somebody said I got friends who got kids and they ain't got no baby daddy. I'm gonna tell you. Remember this, but as an attorney was reasonable without not present. It depends on. Apparently, the jury said no, there was no reasonable doubt, right? And so this is how it goes. When you have closing arguments, what happens, this is like a formula. And I would highly recommend if you guys can. Thank you so much. Someone said I was beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank y'all so much for the gifts and the donations and the tips and all that. I appreciate y'all. I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I'm just trying to make sure I get my thoughts out and I answer the questions. But I am so grateful for all the donations. I appreciate y'all. What was I gonna say? When you goes to closing arguments, the formula is normally, because the prosecution has the burden of proof, they go first. And usually when they give their closing argument, the first thing they do is explain the law to the jury, right? So whatever charges you have, thank you so much. They explain the law and they'll give you the definitions as they want you to receive them. Now the jury will still give jury instructions that will include certain things, but the defense and the prosecution normally, like, unless they're just like general jury instructions, right? There's some jury instructions that both sides will stipulate to, right? But the defense, or excuse me, the prosecution will say, like, okay, this is the law, this is what y'all need to be looking at, this is how it fits, right? And then, so they'll describe like what reasonable doubt is, how you should think about reasonable doubt. And then what will happen is the defense will go and give their closing arguments. But the defense only gets one bite at the apple during closing arguments, right? Because they don't have the burden of proof. Prosecution has the burden of proof. Excuse me. So the defense will give their closing arguments and they'll say what they need to say. And then after the defense gives their closing arguments, then the prosecution comes behind them, right? Will come behind them and give their second part of the closing arguments. And a lot of times what will happen is they will refute things that the defense says, right? They will address things that they feel got left out. You know what I mean? So there's just like, there's so much. So there may have been reasonable doubt, right? But clearly the jury didn't believe there was any reasonable doubt because they found him guilty and the jury was polled, which means at the end, once the verdict is read, the judge would say, foreman of the jury, is this your verdict? Say one, say you all, and then they'll say, yep, this is my verdict. And then when the jury is polled, they will ask each juror individually, 1 through 12, is this your verdict? Juror number 1, yes or no? Yes. Is this your verdict? Is this your true verdict? Juror number 2, yes or no? Yes. And they will go through all each juror and ask them, was this your juror? Was this your verdict? Now, I do know too, not trying to be messy, but I have seen situations where jurors got pressured in that jury room. And they thought one thing, and then they got punked one way or another, right? Somebody bullied them into changing their verdict. I have seen that before. Now, did they come out and say it when they got polled? No. But thank you so much for the gifts. But maybe during post-conviction, maybe during habeas petition or something like that, then it will come out that like, oh, I didn't really feel that way, but I had got bullied back there. Right? Like I had got bullied. And so I changed my verdict. I changed my vote, right? I didn't really agree, but we was ready to go home. Not him, then who? If not him, then Kelsey. To answer your question, if not Tory, then Kelsey. But yeah, they'll come back later and say, well, I didn't really agree with that, but everybody was ready to go home and they was yelling at me and then they said this and then I changed my mind. But honestly, I don't think they did it. You know what I'm saying? That has happened. I've seen cases where it's happened. So you never know. Yeah, you never know. Like I said, thank you so much. I got it from I got my ring from a farmer's market. I love the farmer's market. Someone said you're the truth queen. I wish you continue success in everything you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. So yeah. Is Tory stupid for not speaking up? Not really, because you do not want the prosecution to ask you something you don't want to answer. Can you say what your approach would have been if you were defense? No, I can't, because I don't really know all the evidence that was available. I don't know like how they investigated. So yeah, I can't really say. Honestly, I can't say my opinion. Do you think he can win an appeal? It depends. No, did all jurors have to vote guilty or just majority? All jurors. So in a criminal trial, every single juror has to agree on a guilty verdict. In a civil case, it's preponderance of the evidence. So it just means that more than 50%. What's up, Ellington? More than 50% have to agree. So if you got 6 jurors, at least 7 have to agree. But in a criminal trial, every juror has to agree because the burden is really high because you're taking away somebody's life. You're taking away somebody's rights. You know what I mean? So yeah. Somebody said, I can't wait to see Trump go to jail. Okay. We're going to be fighting that one for a minute. So yeah, when will sentencing happen? Sentencing is on January 27th. It is scheduled for January 27th. Case is all over, but the driver's statement killed him. Yeah, I didn't hear the driver's statement, so I don't know what the driver said, so I can't really speak on that part. But I do think that if nothing else, Sean Kelly, the witness who said he saw him shoot, I think that was the deciding factor. And the reason why I say that is because my understanding is that the jury asked for a readback. And when they asked for a readback, what they asked for was a readback of what Sean Kelly said. And I think that played a huge role in the decision. No, Tashina, no, that's not my mom. Everyone always say I look like her. She's beautiful though. How could it go good? You don't have to have concrete evidence. You just have to prove every element of the crime. I doubt they do anything to him. The decision is based on him shooting in the first place. Yeah, whatever happened to the bodyguard that went missing? My understanding is that the bodyguard came and testified like in the middle of jury deliberation. But I don't know what he said. I haven't had a chance to find any information that tells us what the bodyguard said. But yeah, do I think he guilty? I don't know. That ain't none of my business. He guilty now. Was this a quick jury deliberation for a criminal case? It depends, right? So in my brother's case, the jury deliberated for 4 days, but it also wasn't 2 days before Christmas, right? And the thing about that is that you have to stay there all day until you come up with a verdict. Or y'all can tell the judge 100% that y'all can't agree, right? So it was either y'all like, and even if you are like, say the jurors were split, say, right, it's 9 people are guilty and 3 people are like, I don't know. The judge will be like, we'll go back there and see if you can figure it out. Keep talking about it. Who wants to be arguing with a bunch of strangers right before Christmas when you're supposed to be spending time with your family? On top of that, who wants to come back here the Monday after Christmas when you done already spent your last 2 weeks before Christmas listening to some stuff that don't make no sense to you? So honestly, I do believe that the timing was bad. That I can't say. I can't say who I agree with or like who I'm not on nobody's side, but I can say that I would never want to be a defendant 2 days before Christmas. Never. And I don't want to be a defendant ever, to be quite honest with you, but I'm just saying like, yeah. It doesn't sound like the jury was sequestered. So yeah. Can he appeal in regards to the timing of the case, like you said, right before Christmas? I don't know if that's really an appealable issue because it's not like a constitutional violation. If the court was open, then hey, you had trial. And he's exploring all options, including appealing. Yeah, I mean, he should. You're going to advocate for your client. Oh, when it comes to violence, yeah, I choose a side. I don't think nobody should be getting shot. I will say that for sure. I don't believe that anybody should have got shot. Period. I'm not going to go through everything, but I will repost the live video so you guys can see what I said, because I know a lot of people came in late. He has to appeal on certain issues. All the stuff that I heard him was brought up by his lawyer. I would say for sure, to me personally, the only and again, this is just from the information I received. I would file an ineffective assistance to counsel if you called a witness to come and testify and say I had that gun in my hand. Because why would you do that? That's what I would say. If that's what happened. If that's what happened. At the same time, the court could be like, that ain't your lawyer's fault that the witness changed their mind. If when your attorney interviewed this witness and this witness said what it said, it's not on your attorney. It's not on your attorney that witness said something else. Right? It's not, if that's, so I would say that. Could his attorney have stretched it out past the holiday? I probably would have tried, honestly, if I was the attorney, if I was a defense attorney, I probably would have tried. But you got to think that attorney got a family too. A chance the judge gives a lesser sentence. Yeah, so the maximum is like 22 years and 8 months and then deportation. So again, the judge will look at a bunch of different factors to determine what the sentence should be. So it's up to the judge. Megan LeBron is the only reason I paid attention to this case. I gotta check to see who Meg the reporter is. I think he should have took the plea bargain. But if he thought he was innocent, why would he take the plea bargain? That's the issue with plea bargains, is that you have a right to go to trial. You have a right to a fair trial with an impartial jury of your peers. If you believe that you are innocent, you have that right to go to trial to do that, right? I do not think that your choice and freedom should be determined by a plea deal, right? So people say that about my brother all the time. My brother was given a plea deal for 9 years in prison, but my brother was like, why would I do 9 years in prison for something I know I didn't do? For something that you don't have any evidence that shows I did, right? The only problem is, what you don't know is that juries are unpredictable. You don't know them people from Adam, and them people don't know you. Right? You don't know them people. And then when you think about it, you have a bunch of people who don't know you telling your story for you to some other people who don't know you. Right? The judge don't know you. The prosecutor don't know you. Your defense attorney don't know you. Don't near one of them jurors know you. Half them witnesses don't know you. You have people telling your story for you and talking around you as you sit there in silence. And you are hoping that the person that you have hired or that you are trusting with your life can tell your story compelling enough to them 12 people that they don't know, right? Because those attorneys don't know that those jurors either, and convince them that your version of the story is the right version. So it's a slippery slope when you have something like this. But do I think people should be subjected to, oh, well, you should just took the plea deal? Okay, if you was innocent, no, you should not have just took the plea deal. Now, if you know you did some scandalous stuff, or you know, I probably didn't do exactly what they said they did, but what they said I did, but I was involved kind of a little bit, had my hand in the pot. Take your deal, bruh. Take your deal. Take your deal, bruh. Because you're going to get it. But if you think you're innocent, then, hey, go to trial. I don't know all of the evidence, so I don't know. Well, I would have to have my thing in a jury stand. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is be in front of a jury. Oh, I don't remember that. I didn't see that. Happy Christmas Eve, y'all. What does it mean that the city press charges and not Meg the Stallion? Well, because the state is the actor that has to bring the case forward, basically. So she can go and complain. So Meg would be the complaining witness, right? Yeah, he could have asked for a bench trial, but you taking real penitentiary chances with a bench trial. But so the state is the actor that has to bring forth the trial, right? Because they are the one that can prosecute criminally. We as citizens don't prosecute people, right? So the state is saying, like, that's why it's the state of California. Like, you came in California and you violated some laws out here in California, and we don't really appreciate that. So peep game, since you violated the rules of California, bro, we all finna come get you. It's my birthday, and I will be right in this house reading law school. Happy birthday, Capricorn Nation! I'm a Capricorn too. January 8th is my birthday, so woo woo! And so sorry. Shout out to the law school Rose. I start school the day after my birthday, so I already know how it is. Law school ain't no joke, but it is what it is. We almost done. We just got to get it done. Once you're done with it, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But you may have to work on your birthday too, so it's all good. January 8th, yep, Capricorn game, baby. As many factors to this, so we will see on sentencing. Right, so we'll see on sentencing, right? What's up, Ellington? Okay, it's a bunch of Capricorns in here. I love it. I just want to state for the record, Tory does not represent all short men. We formally reject him from the short man congregation. We do not, I repeat, we do not shoot women. That's just him. So say Ivan has spoke. Hey, what's up, club? Hey, sister. So Saint Ivan, he said, on behalf of all short men, this ain't got nothing to do with us. He said, leave it that ain't what it is. He said the 5'7s, the five, matter of fact, we're gonna bring the little 5'9s, the 5'9s and below. Said that's not how we get down. We know people be having Napoleon complex and stuff like that, but we don't really get down with that. We're gonna leave all that violence and stuff to Napoleon and Tory. That's what Saint Ivan just said. Said this ain't got nothing to do with all short men. It's just some of the short men whose screws don't hit. So, some of them missing a screw or two with them inches. I don't know. I just do 5'9". Is 5'9" short? I don't know. What we gonna say? We're gonna say the 5'5". We'll start at 5'7". It's okay. 5'7s and below. 5'7s and below. They said this ain't got nothing to do with us. He was tripping. And they just want y'all to know. They want the ladies to know it's okay. You safe in the arms of a short man. You ain't got to worry about it, okay? We know we like them 6 foot and up, but 5'7" and below. So we're gonna protect you too. Just one bad apple. It's one bad apple. Well, him and Tink Tink, because Tink Tink, y'all remember Tink Tink, right? Tink Tink, I think he was short too. Bad apple. Him went to jail for shooting his girlfriend. So him too. Him Tink. So Tory, Tink Tink, and Napoleon. It is what it is. She just snitched and she got every right press charges. Yeah, she did. Yeah. Somebody said immediately no. Short kings are out of style. Short kings are not out of style. Knock it out. This is another example of getting drunk while a skunk can happen. Yes. What happened to Kelsey? Kelsey at home with immunity. Thank you so much for the gift. He shouldn't have tried to gaslight her, and that's by thinking she wasn't shot. Yeah, right? Somebody said dance. Yeah, Kelsey at home. Kelsey at home with her immunity. Now he can't get no plea deal now. It's over with. He finna get a sentence. Not no plea deal, a sentence. Okay? Sentence. Why do you think Kelsey asked for immunity? Why would she do that if she didn't shoot her? Because, and I explained this in one of my posts, but why she asked for immunity? Because it's probably something that she could have said that would have incriminated her too. Thank you, Profight. It don't necessarily mean that she was a person that shot, right? Maybe she knew what was going to happen. Maybe she owned the gun. Maybe she brought the gun. Maybe she handed the gun over. Maybe she didn't stop Tory from shooting, right? You could be an accessory on accident. Maybe she said, I don't, just in case, because I don't know the law, I don't understand the law, and I know y'all be a little sneaky, you feel me? And because y'all be sneak prosecuting people, peep game. I don't want to be involved, so I'm not going to say nothing, right? Y'all not going to put that gun in my hand. His attorney over here talking about I did it. No. And y'all done found gunshot residue on me. No. How I'm supposed to fight that? I'm not saying nothing. That could be why. We don't know. Will they get her for perjury? We'll find out if they file charges, but how does immunity work? It means that you are immune from prosecution. So that means that what you say on the stand, the prosecution cannot use that to file charges against you later. Right? Period. So that's where we at with it. Well, somebody said Tory isn't snitching, but he will soon. It's a little too late. It's just a little too late. Y'all remember that song? It's a little too late. You should have snitched in the beginning if that was the case, because you're finna go to jail, bro. You going to jail, bro. Period. So you should have snitched in the beginning. If you had information that could have kept you out of prison, you should have gave that information early and dealt with the streets about that later on. Let the streets could call me a snitch all you want to, but I'm not in prison. Am I a snitch? I didn't do it. And I didn't tell you to do it, and I didn't have nothing to do with it. So I'm finna tell. Period. I'm not going to prison. That's our problem. Y'all sat up here and listen to Diddy tell y'all stop snitching, and now look, prison's just chocolate factory. Majority of the prisons in California, a straight chocolate factory full of men. I ain't never seen so many black men in my life until I went to visit my brother in prison. I have never seen so many black men in one place in my life. I don't even think they got the Million Man March beat, okay? And I ain't never seen so many black men in one space in my life until I went to a prison. So, with that being said, prisons look like a straight chocolate factory because y'all let these artists tell y'all stop snitching. Mind you, y'all listen to the same person who let his artists go down. Never mind, because I don't want him coming after me because I don't even know what happened really for real. I'm just saying, you gotta be careful. Somebody asked me what sorority I'm a part of. I love y'all too. Yeah, Michelle Alexander. I do like what's it called? The New Jim Crow. There's also a book. Oh, I love this book. I can't even think of the name of it right now, y'all. I'm tired. No, I'm not blaming Diddy. I was getting off court. No, I'm not doing Diddy like that because Diddy is smart. So don't let Diddy play it. I was being funny. But what was I gonna say? There's I can't even think of the name of the book right now, but I think it's a book that like every person should read and every law student should read. Why can't I think of the book right now? I don't know, but I'll bring it up later. Exactly. That's exactly right. He ain't never been caught doing nothing. He played the game the way he need to play the game, and that's why y'all know. All right. No, trial by jury. Boom. There you go. Somebody is a real hype because they know. They know my favorite book, Trial by Jury. Boom. But dude snitched on your brother equals, was he smart to do that in your opinion? Was he smart to take himself out of the crime and put my brother as him? Yeah, why not? Do I agree with what he did? No. He was smart because he got away with it. He did it in a way that was beneficial to him. Do I think that's the right thing to do? No, I don't. But he did it. He did it to get himself out of jail. He did it to get himself out of prison. And it worked. He has not done any jail time for any of the crimes that he's been involved in. I actually looked him up, and I've seen a number of times he's been arrested in multiple different states, and he has not done any jail time. So he did something to get that type of privilege. That's my honest opinion. Yeah, Child by Dear is good, right? It's a good book. You should read it. So yeah. Where's who now? Sorry. I'm about to get off here in like 10 minutes. I know y'all tired of listening to me talk. I've been talking for almost 2 hours. Oh, you might have paid people to get them on. Maybe. It's definitely, yeah, it's an easy read. Thank you for the love and the hugs. I appreciate you. Oh, I don't know. The last time I found him, he's actually in Los Angeles. The last time I found the last time I saw anything about the person who snitched on my brother, he was in Los Angeles trolling people, talking about, I'm outside, see me, I'm outside. Yeah. So can't nobody touch him because everybody he snitched on in prison. Can Leslie be charged now for perjury is a question. Leslie or Kelsey? Yes, that's you. So you could argue to one. Wanted to come back after, yeah. Yes, I'm gonna repost the live. My brother's doing okay. He ready to come home. Thank you so much. I appreciate for the subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate for all the new followers and subscribers and all that. That is so cool. How could you know that you are taking someone from their freedom that you know shouldn't get the time? I believe that those type will reap what they sow. Oh, they will reap what they sow, but they're scandalous people in the world. There are definitely scandalous people in the world. There are evil people in the world. We see it every day. So, but they will reap what they sow. Period. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Thank you. I hope my brother gets out of prison soon too. I'm praying on it. I'm ready. All right, y'all. With that being said, we've been on here for almost 2 hours. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me tonight. I will repost these lives. I graduated May 2023, May 19th to be exact. Thank you for asking. And yeah, thank y'all so much for pulling up. It was fun. It was real. I'm ready to go eat. Your girl is hungry. Thank you so much, Clubby. It was fun. I hope I answered most of y'all questions, and I'll be back. I can't wait to get my brother out either, baby, because y'all ain't gonna never see me again. I'm going in hiding. Okay. As soon as my brother get out of prison, baby, I am going to go live with the monks. Okay. So, oops, now somebody talking about I won't be out till 2024. Ooh, I don't know that. All right, y'all. Bye. Have a great night, y'all. I'm out. I'm logging out. This was fun. I'm logging out. Boom. All right, y'all. Thank you.